bringing Gator Nation a different Gator great every episode.
This is Jabari Gaffney. You're listening to the All for the Gators podcast.
Hey, I'm Earl Everett. You're not a Gator, you're Gator bait.
This is Bo Carroll.
Hey, I'm Reidel Anthony.
This is Chris Rainey.
This is Cedric Faison, a.k.a. C4.
This is Jack Jackson. Go Gators, the real number one.
Hey, man, this is Chad Jackson, and you're listening to All for the Gators, man. Here, go Gators.
Hey, this is Jeff Chandler, the all-time leading scorer in Florida football history.
This is Tony George. Go Gators.
Hey, guys, this is Jarvis Moss. Go Gators.
Johnny Rutledge here, and you are listening to All for the Gators podcast.
This is Ben Trooper. You listening to the All for the Gators podcast.
This is Chris Doring, and you're listening to the All for the Gators podcast.
It's the All for the Gators podcast. I'm your host, John Spano, and a special episode this evening. It's a NFL Draft first round watch-along. My co-host, Sid Kafka, is on. Sid, how you doing, bud?
Oh, real excited to be here.
Andy could not be here. His son is having senior day. He's a catcher for Cardinal Gibbons High School in Fort Lauderdale.
That's nice.
Yeah, and we have a very special guest on with us this evening. Our very first return guest to the podcast and our number one rated episode with the most listens, Mr. Reidel Anthony.
All right, welcome
Reidel,
back.
thanks for coming back, bud.
Friend of the show.
Thanks for having me. And I can't believe I'm sitting at number one. You know, that's a great accomplishment on you guys' show. You know, you had some great guests, and
we have
to hold that number one spot. You know, I guess I have to bring it again this episode.
That's right. Once again, Reidel Anthony, All-American, UF Hall of Famer, 18 TDs in one season, 4 called back. We know it.
Yes.
The Gator record. And if you're going to talk about the greatest wide receiver in Gator history, this man is at the top of that discussion. So it's a pleasure to have you on with us one more time. We're going to watch the first round of the NFL draft tonight. We're going to talk about Anthony Richardson and see where he goes live. We're going to have our TVs on but muted. Let's have it on ESPN so we're all watching the same broadcast.
Okay.
And so, Reidel, real quick, catch us up. What you been up to?
Since the show, I started working with Hillsborough County Parks and Rec.
Okay.
I worked at the Mango Park area, and it's been pretty interesting. You know, from the ages of 5 to about 11.
Wow.
And the things they know at that age, I did not know.
That's right.
You know, every day is very interesting, never a dull moment.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Are you still doing the Why Not Wide Receiver Academy?
Yes. You know, getting ready for summer. And I start back up having, you know, the high schools and some college kids coming back.
Do you have any guys in the draft this year?
I actually worked with a few of these guys, but I was over there with one of my friends, Joe Murphy. He's a director of House of Athletes, the Tampa location. So he had a good amount. I'd say between 6 and 8 guys, and they all did well at the combine. And I think from hearing talking to their agents and talking to Yo, I don't think, you know, it'll be first round, but I think maybe 2 will slide into the second round.
For people that might not have heard your first episode with us, who are a couple of guys that you have worked with your Why Not Wide Receiver Academy that have gotten drafted pretty high?
It started back with Sammy Watkins, Allen Robinson, Bruce Ellington, and Nelson Aguilar. I've had Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith, Zach Pascal, Anthony Schwartz.
It's quite a lineup there.
Sure is.
It's a good receiver room.
Yeah, it was very. Hey, I have been blessed, you know, to have worked with a lot of great young athletes and better young men, you know, and I mean, most of them are still playing, except for the older guys that I named early. But Nelson going on like year 9, can't believe it.
Yeah, is he with the Patriots?
No, he just recently signed with the Ravens.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
like 2 weeks ago.
And Lamar, that's to show how live we are. Late breaking news: Lamar is back with the Ravens, so we know who's going to be throwing to him now.
Yeah, I saw that on my phone when I was headed home.
Okay, I didn't even know that yet.
And that, I mean,
yeah, 5-year contract. The details weren't released just yet.
yeah. Did he get all the money he wanted?
I'm sure if he signed, he was his own agent. If he's not happy with it, there's no one he could complain to.
Oh, we got a trade here.
Oh,
look at this! Panthers trade the Bears here.
Well, this isn't today. This happened. This happened a few weeks back. That's how.
Yeah.
The Panthers got the first pick. The Bears
go.
originally had the first.
Thanks for
pick.
keeping me straight, Sid.
I'm on top of it. Nothing gets by me.
He on this late breaking news stuff. You know?
That's right. I've been doing my half-ass internet research all day. I'm prepared. I'm the draft insider tonight.
Yeah, love it.
On the draft. Oh, my wife's calling me. She's in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
hold on one second. Hold on.
That's the real deep draft insider right there.
Yes. Let's she scout some baseball prospects.
Hey, babe, we're recording the show.
That's the place to do it.
So they're in their rooms. They're not going to go to bed till later.
Bring us
I'll
back
call you.
one of them Julio Rodriguez
right,
that you
bye.
say you represent.
Sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure everything was okay.
Of course.
Yeah, we're telling her that, hey, try to see if she can buy off one of them little Julio Rodriguez, one of them little 9-year-olds, see if they want to come back with him and you represent them.
Find an academy. That's right. Future stars.
You're talking about Julio Rodriguez from the Mariners, right?
Yeah. I trained him also.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, man, he's one of my favorites these days on my fantasy team, too.
Yeah, Julio, Schwarber.
Kyle?
Yeah.
I wouldn't admit that.
Why? They just lost in World Series.
No, I'm talking about speed-wise. Speed-wise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's fair.
No, oh, yeah.
But, I mean,
yeah, because he swings a good
when
bat,
his
though.
weight is down, he can run.
Yeah.
But he just, Kyle, his agent told me, like, they ordered, like, $125 worth of Taco Bell one time.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
That's not money well spent. That's not good
stuff.
No.
But no, that's why his speed decreased. He was a Taco Bell guy. But when he had it off of him, he actually could run. He wasn't bad for his position and size.
So the Panthers have about 6 minutes to get their pick in. We're watching the first round of the NFL draft. It's a watch along. We got Sid and we got Mr. Reidel Anthony with us. And Reidel, I wanted to ask you your opinion. There seemed to be a real late media blitz by Mr. Anthony Richardson. I don't know how much of this you've seen or read, but the Players Tribune, he had a huge article he wrote. He had a GQ article where he anointed himself pretty much he's going to get in the NFL Hall of Fame. And I want to root, he's a Gator. I want to root for him.
You got to like the confidence.
But I also sort of have a bad taste in my mouth from some of the plays, that went down in the swamp that they don't show on these highlights, right? I think, Sid, you said it best a couple shows ago. He'll drop it in the breadbasket 60 yards, but the swing pass to the halfback, he's 5 yards short.
Bouncing it.
So, Reidel, right. What's your take on anything you've heard about Anthony Richardson and what he's been talking about himself recently and just his draft stock?
I talked to someone maybe 2 months ago when they were doing the unveiling of the new indoor track up in Gainesville. I'll tell you guys, get a chance, go by the thing. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But they was telling me he was in Jacksonville working with a quarterback coach and working on his accuracy, his footwork, and just being in the right position to make those throws. If you watch him, he was more armed than just rotation, using that core and that big lower half he has to get more accurate. He just gets lazy with his feet and just throw a lot of flat-footed passes from what I see. But I haven't saw the GQ and haven't read all the things you mentioned yet. To play this sport, you have to be half crazy to want to be hit on for 4 hours.
Sure.
And enjoy it and be like, hey, whatever. But at the quarterback position, hey, he needs to bet on himself. He needs to have that confidence because, they saying he may go this high in this draft. So there's going to be a lot of expectations put on him And if he don't have that confidence in himself and believe what he's saying and, his ability, he would not be successful. So I don't knock it. Tell him, hey, congratulations. I love it.
That's right. That's right. Coming from one big confidence guy to another, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Not cocky, confident.
Yeah.
It's confidence if you could back it up, and you sure did. And hopefully Anthony Richardson can too. I mean, to be fair, he did only start 12 games, and there is definitely something to that. And he showed a lot of promise, which is why he is being considered to be such a high draft pick. That's nice to see that he has the self-awareness to recognize what he does need to work on the accuracy. I'm sure, it's pretty obvious to those who watch. So hopefully he gets something out of that. But to me, looking at the draft, I think the sweet spot for him, the greatest place would be for him to go to like 5 at Seattle, because they got Geno Smith that could start for a year or two. If Geno gets hurt, maybe he has to play a little, that's okay. But they got a sound system there. They got really good receivers if he does get in. Pete Carroll's a good coach. It's a good organization. They'll surround them with stuff.
He fits in the scheme.
That feels like, for a Gator fan, that feels like the best place for him to be successful, because he's not going to be forced to go out there next year and have some of those weaknesses from his lack of experience exploited if he gets to kind of, like Mahomes did. And that was how it was done. Before that, Carson Palmer once upon a time was a number 1 pick and sat behind John Kitna. That used to kind of be the way. More recently, everybody's trying to maximize those contracts and get them out there right away and throw them to the wolves. Varying degrees of success. So as someone who does wish the best for him, I think a situation where he doesn't have to start right away is probably the best place to get him the best chance to have a long-term future.
Good point. The Panthers pick is in. Roger Goodell just announced it, and Mr. Bryce Young, a surprise to nobody, quarterback Alabama, goes to the Panthers at number 1. And I have Mel Kiper's final mock draft. He did have Bryce Young going number 1, obviously. And Mel Kiper has Anthony Richardson going number 12 to the Texans.
With their second first-round pick. Yeah, I saw that also.
Their second first-round pick. So I don't really see much promise for him with the Texans. What do you think, Reidel?
No, because they're going to need to put a lot of pieces around him. They lost Brandon Cooks. So really you're basically hoping that Waddle, what's his name from Alabama, comes back, who was hurt, got sick, that receiver they drafted last year.
Oh, man.
Yeah, him.
Said Google that.
Yeah.
You're the stats guy.
If they,
You got it.
But other than that, they don't have
They don't much.
They don't have the right pieces in place. It's definitely not the wide.
Nico Collins? Is that the one? Nico Collins?
No. Then they draft a receiver last year early that got sick. Played on the other side of was it Waddle?
Waddle's in Miami.
Waddle went to Miami. Jameson, it was another receiver.
Said you haven't found it yet? Come on. You're fired.
Oh, I'm out. I see the Houston Texans wide receivers. I got John Mechie. I got Nico Collins.
Yeah,
Mechie. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Alabama.
Oh, that's right. That's him.
Yeah, last year, right? That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
And we don't know.
It's that stable of Bama great receivers.
Yeah, but besides him, you really can't name anyone. Then, running back is by committee. Their offensive line.
They got a good Gator running back there, though, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pierce.
Pierce looked good last year.
He did a great job. Yeah, I don't like the Texans for him.
Yeah. Well, Reidel, let me ask you. You played many years in the NFL. Having the 2 of the first 12 draft picks, how much can that really impact the team immediately?
It could help the team a lot. Seattle proved that last year with their first 2 rounders. Both of those guys ended up starting. And nowadays, with how the game is being played, I think the transition, especially for a defensive player, is a lot easier than an offensive player. So if you can get the right guys in there and surround them with veteran leadership, you can, develop them quicker.
Okay.
Yet you have to have a veteran there to show them the ropes, how to practice, how, the things go day in and day out.
And who's that going to be on the Texans for Anthony? That's the problem, right?
Yes, that's the problem. And they have a defensive head coach.
Yeah,
they do. New coach.
So, who is their offense coordinator? There's a lot of questions there. I don't like the Texans for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, if I'm one of these young quarterbacks, if I get drafted by any organization, it'll be the Indianapolis Colts. Think about their last 2 top 3 or whatever quarterback picks.
The Manning, Luck.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
But since Luck stepped away, though, they haven't had much luck. That's been a revolving door, right? It's like 5 quarterbacks in 5 years.
My point is they drafted Luck and they drafted Manning.
That's true.
So they doing something right.
Yeah. The NFL draft showed a graphic of the highest drafted Alabama quarterbacks because Bryce Young just went number 1. So he was the highest one. But I had to bring that up because Sid's a big Jets fan. And there was an obscure Richard Todd graphic.
Shout out to Richard Todd.
Did you see that? Were you going nuts a little bit?
I did. I was also going nuts there because our friend thought that Seattle was the great drafter. The Jets did actually have the offensive and defensive rookie of the years last year with their 2 top 10 draft picks.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was saying the transition for, nowadays these college kids are so much more advanced because of the coaching at certain states and high schools and the 7-on-7. They're getting more reps, and if you get in the right system in a 7-on-7, definitely in high school with some great coaches like Bryce Young. I mean, he's been coached by the best since he probably was 8 years old.
Okay. True.
And the guy played at Marta Day, then went to Alabama. I mean, you can talk about his size all you want. This dude know the game in and out. And that goes to my point as you asked me. Okay, well, we'll pause it, right? About to get a pick.
All right, Texans pick is in. And who we got? Mel Kiper says Will Anderson Jr.
Ooh, he's
outside
good.
linebacker, Alabama.
I like him or Jalen Carter for him.
All right.
C.J. Stroud. Another quarterback.
So we're going quarterback heavy at the top.
Okay.
Wow, when they told he was going to slide outside the top 10.
I heard a lot about Arizona shopping their pick. I know they're up next. They're a mess also. That's a team that doesn't need a quarterback. They got Kyler Murray. So that doesn't seem like a place for our boy there. But unless somebody moves up to jump ahead to take him before the Colts get him, maybe somebody back there might have some eyes to move up.
So I think Richardson's the highest projected quarterback left.
Oh,
if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wait, no. Kentucky's quarterback, Will Levis. Yeah. Okay, so him. So if you're an NFL team that's really looking to draft a quarterback, maybe you're getting nervous now, right? Because they're getting quarterback anxious.
That's why this Cardinals pick could be key. And lots of people are probably looking at that. If they want their guy, this might be their last shot because clearly they're coming off the board.
So talking about quarterbacks, let's talk about some Gator quarterbacks. How about we do that? It is Gators podcast, right? All for the Gators.
It is.
Reidel, you ready?
Yes.
Give us the 4 Gator quarterbacks that have been drafted in the first round.
Ooh.
Oh.
You gave him no prep time. You put him right on the spot.
There's 4 of them.
4? Well, we go Tebow.
Okay. 2 are modern day, right? And then 2, we'll give you that.
Help you a little.
Spurrier?
Yep. Good.
Yep.
Spurrier was number 3 in 1967 by San Francisco.
Kerwin Bell?
Actually, he went in the 7th round to the Miami Dolphins in 1988.
Oh, he played a while.
He did.
That's why I thought he went first round.
You got Tebow and you got Spurrier. You got 2 left.
Yeah, I can see his face. Played for the Bears.
That's right. Took him to a Super Bowl.
Yes, exactly.
We know you know it. That's Sexy Rexy, Rex Grossman.
Sexy Rex.
Number 22 in 2003.
Okay, so think about that now. Sexy Rexy was on like 5'11".
It's true. He wasn't a big guy. Strong arm, though.
Yeah. Strong arm. Okay, let me try the last
one is a little tougher, to be fair.
Yeah. We probably going to 50s.
1972, Philadelphia Eagles for a
okay,
clue.
72.
Mr. John Reeves from Gator Glory passed, number 14 pick.
Coach Reeves.
So that's the.
God rest his soul. Yeah, Coach Reeves. He was the best. He was.
Was he a coach when you were there?
Yes, he coached running back.
That's great.
Okay. Yeah, Coach Reeves. He was a lot of fun. He was a great dude.
He recruited Ed Chester. He was the main recruiter for Ed Chester.
He told us that.
Yeah.
He told us. Yeah.
Yeah, because he ended up, living in the Tampa area once he was done coaching. And I used to see him out to dinner every now and then early when I first got to Tampa.
Did he talk about his playing days with you when you'd hang out like outside of the coaching environment?
No, Coach Reeves, he really ain't talk too much football. He just was chill. He was real quiet. Coach Reeves wasn't a very talkative person.
Spurrier would do all the talking, right?
Yeah. Yeah, him and his, I don't know, it ain't photographic memory. I don't know what you call his memory, but he can remember some things.
It helps when you're recruiting. He's got all those tricks.
Yeah, like he remembers everything about every player. He recruited. Like with me, last time I saw him, he remember when he came to my grandmother's house on a house visit and all the stuff that went on during that visit. I'm like, are you serious? How can you remember that?
Yeah, it's like good 30 years ago already, right?
I know, right?
Have you been to his new restaurant?
Yes. I was there. I was just there doing for the spring game. I'd say the food was great, atmosphere great. It sits in a very fun place.
Yeah, that's a nice area.
Yeah, I like what they did over there. It is. I haven't been there yet. It was under construction the last time I was passing through Gainesville, but I definitely want to check it out next time I'm back in town.
Yeah, it's nice. It's worth going.
Do you have any tchotchkes there in cases or anything, or is it just all Spurrier?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you got your jersey.
Well,
up there?
he got plays written in the bathroom. Grown up.
So you're above urinal too? Is that what you're saying?
I like that.
You didn't hear about that? You didn't hear about that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you haven't done your research on Spurrier. But in the bathroom, he has all special plays, touchdown plays, drawing up the name of them, the down and distance, and who caught it, and all kind of stuff. It's neat.
You know what else is neat? We got a trade. The Texans are making things happen. They just picked number 2, and now they've traded up to get number 3.
Oh, wow.
I doubt they're getting Anthony Richardson since they just took a quarterback, but there we go. We were saying how that Cardinals picks the sweet spot.
Maybe this is where they take the Will Anderson Jr. linebacker, Alabama.
Yeah. What they gave up to get back up there that quick.
They haven't shown it on screen yet. I'm sure that 12 pick must be in play. There has to be another first rounder to move up that high.
Yeah.
Maybe they still have a lot of extra picks though from that trade with Cleveland for Deshaun. So they have that trade capital. So that if you got a guy that you like at the top of the draft, this is the time to do it.
Well, they must got a lot of money under the cap too.
Yeah, well, really good. I think their tackle Tunsil's probably the only guy who's like a high paid player at their position. Everyone else is probably a lot of young guys on first contracts and lesser tier second contracts. Right, not too many max contracts on that team that they should have a lot of flexibility.
Tell you what, Andre Johnson could come out of retirement. He'd probably be the best player on the team.
You're probably right.
Reidel, is this special for you to watch the draft? Does it mean anything to you? Does it is it nostalgic for you? Like it was such a big event for you, or?
It was a huge event for me, and if I had a horse in the race, like I used to, yes, I would stay in contact with, whoever the receiver, the guys we trained. So to see them, fulfill their dreams was always great to see. But other than that, the night Hey, I'm watching it because I'm talking to you guys. Other than that, I probably would not be watching it like this.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm surprised at that.
Yeah,
I'm surprised at
really.
that.
Well, you called it, John Will Anderson Jr.
Well, Mel Kiper called it. I just wrote it down.
When you were drafted, they did this. That was before they were moving it around, so it was in New York City when you did it, right?
Yes.
So you got to like hang out Times Square and have like the whole adventure leading up to it, knowing.
No, I didn't want to go up there. I did it at home.
Oh.
In South Bay.
Okay. You skipped the whole event, walking on the stage. It's like a graduation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, did you see what happened to a couple of guys years before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah, you sitting there
sitting there sweating at the table.
Poster child.
For 2 days. Nah, I was good on that. I'll do it at home.
Be with your friends.
You never know what could happen. Plus, it was back then. They took 20 minutes every pick or something. So I didn't get picked until like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was tired.
Yeah. Did they have all these guys at the event back then? I thought they only had like a handful of guys back then actually at the event.
Like, shoot, 30
it's
guys.
Like a whole reality series leading up to it now. Follow them leading up to the draft and working out and stuff. It's
path to the draft.
Exactly.
Yes, they got so much stuff going on.
This could be a spot. The Colts.
All right, so we got the Colts on the clock, and this could be because Mel Kiper has them taking Kentucky's quarterback.
Okay,
Will Levis.
Levis. Well, if they have to take a quarterback, who is their quarterback? I don't think they have one.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I don't know who their quarterback was last year. He's gone.
It was Matt Ryan for a time, but then they gave him.
They got the guy from the Chargers. Was that last year?
Oh.
No, he's retired. They've had 5 different quarterbacks last 5 years. Yeah, it's no question that they're taking the quarterback number 6 right now. I believe Sam Ellinger was their high pick last year, but at least I follow, as John likes to point out, I am in 13 fantasy football leagues. Sean Ellinger did not light up the fantasy football world. I honestly have not watched an awful lot of the Indianapolis Colts to see how the actual football play was, but as far as fantasy football, he did not perform.
How did you perform in 13 leagues?
I should have won more than I did, of course, but I did make more money than I paid out. Okay. So it was I came out ahead.
You play fantasy?
No.
Okay.
If you want, though, I'll get you in one of my leagues. There's plenty. You let me know.
I can't keep up with that there. No, that fantasy.
I'm the same way in baseball. I'm in last place in John's league in fantasy baseball. I'm just bad at that. But football, I'm much better.
Okay. It's too many different scoring systems, and I don't know which is which. And I played it back when I coached up in Valdosta with some of the guys on the staff. And then I would forget to set my line up. Because I'm like, it's just too much to keep up with who's hurt, who's dead. Then when they go during the bye week.
Oh, yeah. That's where the strategy comes in, my friend.
Yeah, that's when it gets bad. The bye week.
Well, I want as many listeners to our pod as possible, but hopefully none of my bosses are listening. But I just find time to manage my teams while I'm working. Okay. The benefits of working for home. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for it. I knew that a while back. And then it takes away from watching the game because you're only cheering for 1 or 2 or 3 people.
See, that's where I disagree, my friend. As John alluded, I am a Jets fan. And last year, notwithstanding, because there was some excitement there, unfortunately, for many years, my season's over in like October. So this way, I still give a crap about a football game in November when the Jets are already mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, and I can still derive joy from the rest of the season after my team is let
go.
So that's how you wind up with 13 fantasy
the Colts
teams.
Pick is in.
Except for when them players playing against the Jets.
That's okay. The stats and scoreboards are totally different things. So I could root for the individuals on my fantasy team, but their team to still come up short in the final score.
Oh, but that defense with that defense y'all had, so they was not doing very well.
No, that's true. Unfortunately, that's why they had all those high picks that went so well last year. They don't give those to the good teams.
The pick is in.
Yep, the Colts are ready.
Well, quarterback, is it Mr. Anthony Richardson? They're showing him.
They're showing him. They're showing him.
Could this be it? Could he go all the way up at number 4?
Wow.
I mean, I know he had a great combine.
Yes.
And it's a sexy story, right? He's a freak athlete, monster combine, broke all records, best quarterback ever in the combine. But is he really worth a 4th pick?
One thing the Colts do offer him is a good running game, and that's helpful for a young quarterback. If Jonathan Taylor...
Here we go. We'll let Reidel announce this one.
Here we go. The pick is in.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Colts just took Anthony Richardson at 4.
Quarterback, University of Florida.
Excellent pick. So what I was saying earlier, hoping that he could sit, is he might start here because the Colts really don't have a better option. They might as well just throw him to the Wolves.
Right.
I guess he's going to hand it to Taylor and throw it out there to Michael Pittman Jr., I guess.
Okay.
Well, so Reidel, you said earlier that the Colts, with their track record of taking Manning, of taking Luck,
long term,
they have that pattern of taking the quarterback and staying with him and working with him. So is he in a good position here?
Oh, he's in a great position. I just want to see how he fits in that system. Because both guys we named were really just pro-style quarterbacks. The thing Anthony Richardson going to hurt him, when the last time you saw him take a snap from under center?
Yeah,
it's true.
And we know Andy loves under center for they can create that run game and create that play action off of it. So, I mean, this transition is going to be huge for him because he's been in the shotgun since he was 10 years old.
With the athleticism, though, he is very hard to sack. I mean, he was very good at extending the plays. Sometimes it looked like there was yards left on the field, but there was also lots of plays that he kept alive where he could have been sacked or had some disasters, and he was able to make things happen. The Colts do have a pretty good offensive line, so he should have a structure there. And it is kind of a soft division. Tennessee, was a 1 seed a couple of years ago, but, went out early in the playoffs. Jacksonville's young and has a lot of nice pieces there, but that might be a nice landing spot for him to be successful because you don't have to be one of that division doesn't have the juggernauts of the conference like some of the others do. The Chiefs and the Bills, and the Ravens and the Bengals aren't over there. So there is a path for him. If he could just be average to hopefully have an opportunity to get some postseason opportunities there.
Yeah, and, there were times last year where he could have ran the ball, and he chose not to. And a lot, we really didn't know why. And then there were times where he ran and he got hurt, and he would get hurt a lot. So that's kind of another wild card in the NFL, right? Because if he starts being a mobile quarterback, those hits are going to be a lot heavier and harder and quicker than they were in college. So if he's injury prone, that's not good news for him. Yeah, so I don't really know. I'm hoping he does well. I'm hoping that they could teach him. He can improve the accuracy, and we'll just have to see.
And they have a good running game. I think they have a Pro Bowl guard. Solid pieces there. They're really just missing a quarterback.
Yeah, and he's got the arm. There's no question about that.
They're showing now, comparing him to Donovan McNabb, but I actually think he reminds me more of the current Eagles quarterback with Jalen Hurts. It seems like that would be the kind of play where he can do some stuff with his feet, and if he's in a structured system. And I don't know if Michael Pittman...
He must be in the shotgun. If you watch Donovan McNabb highlights, he's on the center. That's all I'm going to say.
That's true. It's a big difference.
That's all I'm going to say. Y'all can talk about all this athletic, this and that, but taking a snap with, a Warren Sapp breathing on your center, and he could take 2 steps and swim your center, and he's in your face, you ain't gonna be able to do much. So it's unless they recreate this offense to be more shotgun, he's gonna struggle for a while. Cause any quarterback will tell you going from under center is way tougher than taking a snap 5 yards back, because now you got more time to see the defense, and it's easier to see your coverages. Under center, everything's right on top of you. And now you got to take a good 3-step drop, a good 5. It's so much more involved in the footwork and ball handling under center than it is from the shotgun.
Sure.
So if they going to recreate this offense and put him in a gun all game, he'll be all right. Because like you said, they have a good offensive line, and they also have one of the best run games in the league. And a great defense, and to play some good defense to be small.
Do we know their coach, though? We say coaching is important. They have a new coach. Last year, we all remember Frank Reich got fired, and they brought in Saturday from the studios. So now they have a coach who, honestly, I'm not too familiar with. Do either of you know the coach of the Indianapolis Colts, who is now in charge of our friend Anthony Richardson, future friend of the show's success in the NFL?
I thought Saturday kept the job.
No, that would have been great, actually. It's a Mr. and I apologize to the Steichen family if I'm mispronouncing this, but it is a Mr. Shane Steichen.
Never heard of him.
He has I am not familiar with his work. No, it says here he has 13 years of coaching experience, including the last 12 in the NFL, and he is the head coach of the Colts. So, I don't know if he's even an offensive-minded coach. Oh, he is an offensive coach. Apparently, when he was with the Cleveland Browns, he was an offensive quality coach, offensive line coach
came from
with
the
the
Browns.
That's what I was about to say. But the Browns had a good running game. They had a good running game.
Yeah, it's highlighting his work here with Jason Campbell and Brian Hoyer and Brandon Weeden. Oh.
They were under center a lot. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know if this bodes well for our friend Anthony Richardson.
Wait and see.
Maybe he's evolved in the last 3 years.
He then went on to the Chargers. Maybe this is where he's had a little more success. Okay, Justin Herbert gives us a little more confidence, so he's gonna
Herbert be on the center 40% of the time.
Yeah, another big, strong quarterback.
Yeah. We're gonna see. I hope that's what he's been working on. And I tell all the young quarterbacks I come across, and when I do the 7-on-7 stuff, I always, in practice, make them go on the center. Because I'm like, when you get the NFL, this shotgun, that's only really for a certain amount of guys.
Right.
But for him to be this high of a draft pick, I'm sure they're going to go to more shotgun because they did it for Kyler Murray.
And hopefully they draft some receivers to support him too, because I don't know about their receiving stable there. Pittman's pretty good, but
the Alex kid was here last year, and he's coming back this summer. The receiver out of Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yeah, he played. He had a pretty good rookie year. He can run, but
And they got Pittman
after that.
They got Pittman is solid, and they got Ashton Doolin and Alec Pierce. I don't know. I like Paris Campbell. I think is a free agent, but he was good with them last year. I'm not sure if they've re-signed him.
No, he went to Giants, I think.
Oh, I think you're right. That sounds right. So I ideally maybe with their highest, because the Colts are picking 4, so they're at the top of the rounds. Hopefully they could get some wide receiver support to help him out there with their next pick. Give them some weapons to work with.
But I have backs, like you said, in their offensive line. They're getting a little up there in age, but they still very effective,
Well, the Seahawks pick is in. Do we care? I guess we want to see where Jalen Carter goes, right? And then maybe the quarterback.
That's a great spot for Jalen Carter.
Would be.
I wouldn't object to him falling another 10 picks to 15, but that's just me.
Does Seattle go after Kentucky's quarterback? Corner.
Okay.
That's an interesting pick.
They're going to put him beside that rookie they had last year
he played really well.
Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
So Seattle going with what they normally do. Is they know defense.
Was that the Legion of Boom?
Wins. Yeah. And they had all those big corners. Sherman. 6'2". And
they brought Wagner back. They're trying to get in touch with the old Legion of Boom. Speaking of draft day, that's some draft. They got Wagner and Russell Wilson in the same draft. Kudos to Seattle management there.
Yeah, last year I'm saying the corner they drafted, I want to say he made All-Pro or something.
Yeah, and their running back played great when he got on the field.
Running back and that offensive lineman.
Yeah,
so they do a great job evaluating guys.
Sherholt's been doing it for years.
If we would have had an All-Pro stats guy, we would know his name by now.
Oh.
Wow. He was in mid-conversation,
Yeah, okay.
It's hard to multitask.
Oh, what I was saying at the beginning when we first started, Andy, our other host, his son is the catcher. He's a senior at Cardinal Gibbons High School in Fort Lauderdale, and it's senior day. And it was scheduled for last night, got rained out, so they played it tonight so he couldn't join us. He texted me a video. His son hit a home run.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's an acceptable excuse to miss the show.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Epic bat flip, too.
Wow. Yeah.
So
you got to do it on senior night. What are they going to do, throw him out?
He's my godson, too. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you got to be proud of that.
Absolutely.
They have a good program there also.
And Internet Crack researcher here, we know our esteemed guest was referring to Tariq Woolen from last year, picking the 5th round.
Yes.
Right? Is that for Seattle?
Yes, that's him.
Detroit Lions on the clock.
When did the Jets pick?
15. They traded with the Packers as part of the Packers trade. We had 13.
Are you excited about Aaron Rodgers?
Very much, yes. I feel like we gave up a lot for him, but he did win 2 of the last 3 MVPs, and 40-year-old version of Aaron Rodgers is probably still the best quarterback we've had since Vinny Testaverde took us to the AFC Championship game in the late 90s.
Didn't Sanchez, Mr. Butt Fumble, take you to a championship too? AFC? Yeah.
It took us to 2 AFC Championship games, but he was more of a passenger. That was an offensive line and a defense team. And Vinny Testaverde was a very good quarterback, but that was a Curtis Martin and defense team too. But Vinny Testaverde played well. I mean, no disrespect to Chad Pennington, who's actually my favorite Jet quarterback. That guy was awesome. If he stayed healthy, the Jets made the playoffs.
Talking about quarterbacks that struggle, their first couple of years, we were talking about Richardson being drafted by the Colts and being thrown into the fire. Look at Vinny Testaverde. He set interception records. And look Tampa, at Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had way more interceptions than touchdowns his rookie year. And he was one of the first ones I remember being drafted and then became immediate starter.
Yeah. Drew Bledsoe also in that era and he started off slow, lost a bunch of games, and we was in the Super Bowl a couple of years later with Bill Parcells.
Yes.
You're right, though. And hopefully Richardson has that same sort of success to follow that path there.
It's going to be interesting.
One thing in his favor, they're not exactly the best defenses in the league there in his division. So I don't think anyone's overly concerned about, the Houston Texans secondary or the Jacksonville Jaguars secondary. They might have to keep up with Lawrence and scoring points with Jacksonville, but I don't think anyone's going to be worried about their defense there. So, hopefully they got an opportunity to do something there and lean on that running back. If he's healthy, he's really good, and with what they got with Taylor. So that'll be a big help for a young quarterback.
Oh, he got something.
As a Jet fan, what really excites me is Breece Hall.
Sorry to interrupt. I think we have a guest on the podcast.
Oh, we thought we were gonna have someone trying to run away from his bath. He came in here flexing his muscles and stuff. A little dude ripped up. I'm so jealous.
The Lions made a trade. A lot of trades, a lot of action tonight.
Yes, the Lions are going to be scary.
The Cardinals move up. And that's who Mel Kiper had trading with the Titans for 3.
Right, they traded with Houston to move back, and now they move back up to get to 6. The Lions are in real nice shape. They're adding picks. They finished so strong last year.
The Cardinals got to go offensive line. Yeah, and probably they need a tackle. Who's the top tackle out there? The Paris Johnson guy?
Yeah. Kyler's always getting hurt. They need to protect him.
Yeah, you got to protect Kyler.
Yes,
Murray.
He's supposed to be very good. They do. They might need some receivers if Hopkins is really on the move. I know Hollywood Brown played well last year down the stretch. At the beginning, I should say, before Hopkins came out. But I think Hopkins is awesome. I'd want him on my team any day.
Do they still boo Goodell when he comes out? That was one of my favorite parts of the draft.
New York definitely liked to do it. Paris Johnson, you called it.
He called it. That's why we have Reidel Anthony on with us, so we know what's going on here.
Just looking at how things are flowing, and in Arizona, they paid Kyler all that money. They might well invest in it.
The kind of insight and expertise you could find only here on the All for the Gators podcast.
Yeah.
Look at that suit.
Oh,
what do you guys think of that suit?
It'd be hard to miss him.
But that's a nice suit.
Love his body, though. I could tell by taking his picture with his shirt, jacket unzipped.
It's a big suit.
Right.
That's a large man.
Yeah.
It looks like Orlando Pace out there. He's so much bigger than the guy he's blocking. Look at that. Another giant Ohio State tackle from days past.
Hey, if he's 3/4 as good as Orlando Pace, they got them a very good player.
Yeah, seriously. He's an all-time great.
And was the nicest guy you ever want to meet.
Really?
Yeah, we came out the same draft, and we did the ESPN award show down at Disney.
Oh, cool.
And him and I went and played miniature golf. I felt like his child. Like, he was so massive. He was so big, but soft-spoken, and just so cool. Wouldn't say 12 words, but was so big. I mean, I was thinking, like, why didn't we have none of these guys at Florida? You know, we had some good. Our O-line was good. Mo had some size, God rest his soul. But that Orlando Pace was different.
Yeah.
Like, he was just massive with a baby face, too, and his voice matched.
I think that's how Pancake came into the vernacular, was from Orlando Pace, because every like highlight would just show him laying people out every week on Saturdays like that. That's where I learned about pancakes.
Yeah.
Do you guys see the cufflinks?
I missed that.
No.
They call that drip? Do they call that drip, or am I just way out
drip?
Of the loop?
Yeah, with the chain and stuff.
Yeah. Look at the cufflinks.
Oh, you called it.
And they match the chain.
Oh, wow.
I think the Chiefs fans are going to be really, really loud when the Raiders pick their quarterback. They're going to get an early start on booing their future rival.
They probably saying yes. They gonna suck even longer.
Yeah, Raiders. Ouch.
Yikes. I mean, Raiders. They don't need a quarterback. Let Jimmy G do what he do, and get you some more people.
He gets hurt though. He misses a lot of time. He's kind of like my boy Chad Pennington. You know, like when he plays, his team goes to the playoffs, but he also is bound to miss like every other season.
He missed the end of last year, so he'll play this year.
That's true. We're on the every other year, so he's due to bounce back.
He's due.
He's got Devontae Adams to throw to, so he's definitely going to be enjoying that.
Sid, I think the only Jets quarterback you haven't mentioned tonight is Ken O'Brien. So
give me some time. We'll get there.
You got to get him in.
Kenny O'Brien had those shootouts with Dan Marino, man. That was my early Jets love. Throwing to Al Toon and Wesley Walker.
What? I went to a couple of those games down in Miami. My dad had season tickets, and man, I did not like the Jets because they always played the Dolphins tough, and I was a Dolphins fan back
big
then.
Shootouts. Those '80s teams always big shootouts.
They always got up to 35 and 40.
Oh yeah,
that was good games.
That's how I fell in love with football. Well, hating Dan Marino and watching those shootouts.
I was the opposite. I was a Dolphin fan because
I was also.
We grew up in South Florida too, and I was a Duper fan. Man, I had my '85 jersey. Mark Duper, he'd catch 3 balls, but they'd all be for like 80-yard touchdowns.
Yes. I met Duper and Clayton late last year, at Nat Moore's golf tournament. I had met him before, but it'd been a long time. And I was Duper, Clayton fans, Nat Moore.
Sure. We had Tony Nathan in the backfield from Alabama.
Tony Nathan coached here with the Bucks when I got drafted.
Okay.
He was our running back coach, and Ward Dunn ain't know who he was. I'm like, Ward, how you don't know who this is? You remember the hook and ladder? You remember? No, man, I don't. I'm like, you know what, dude? Don't talk to me, cause this dude, you don't know who you got coaching you. Like,
that's pretty funny.
Right? Google him. Look him up.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he could tote that thing.
Yep.
And you want to know what was crazy about the Dolphins? Back then, we were growing up. They always had 1,000-yard rush.
Yeah.
And every 2 years, they rotated running back.
Sammy Smith with the fumbling at the goal line.
Smith.
Bobby Humphrey. Remember we got him?
Yeah. Think about it.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Mark Higgs.
They drafted got a running back. And
Troy Stradford.
Lamar
Remember
Thomas.
they drafted him?
No, the Dolphins always had a great offensive line back then. People didn't get him enough credit.
Richmond Webb.
Yes.
He's up. His number's up there. I see 78 in the stadium up there.
Who was the other one? Keith. It was Webb and
Webb
the other
and gosh,
Sims.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. And of course Stevenson.
Yes, Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of those got to be at Nat Moore tournament. So, it's been a while, and it's just good to see them. And like, wow, I remember them playing.
That's awesome. That's great. There's only a few people. I mean, I've been in radio, or I had been in radio for 18 years, I think, and I've done a lot of interviews. And I mean, there's only a handful of people that I might get starstruck over. Only one time did I get starstruck being in radio. If I had the chance with Duper to meet him, I think I'd probably be starstruck. I mean, I had his poster up and
yeah. And the thing about it, they were not big guys. That's what.
No, they weren't. 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, like they were pissing me off with everybody. Like, oh, he's not prototype size. And I went out there and saw them play. I'm like, I can play this game. I was like,
you could.
Saying, they were 5'9", 5'10", maybe a buck 70, 75. But they were fast, quick, and efficient.
And they had an efficient quarterback.
Pretty damn good quarterback. He didn't require much time. Just let it rip and go get it.
Yeah, you didn't need a lot of space. But watching those guys play, that's, really gave me confidence also that I could play on any level. Because I'm like, these guys not much bigger than me.
Oh, the Raiders went with defense. I guess they are happy with Garoppolo.
Wow.
So it's not looking good for any other Gators likely going off the board today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even remember hearing about him.
He must be fast.
He was supposed to go at 8 to the Falcons.
Okay. Because, the Raiders on the draft fast.
Raiders jumped on that.
Used to. Boy, if you can run 4.2, boy, you get drafted by the Raiders.
That's the Al Davis way.
That's right. That's right. All right, guys. I'd love to sit here and do the rest of the round and the rest of the draft with you guys, man. I've been having a blast. I got to get my boys to bed. My wife's out of town. I'm going to sit back and have a couple beers and watch the rest of this round.
That's okay. We're going to hang out. You just go do your thing. We're fine. See you later, John.
But I'm the one recording this, so.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming back, man. You are definitely our favorite guest. You're here twice as much as everybody else. So, I mean,
I appreciate that. Seriously, I enjoy talking with you guys. Anytime, maybe we can make this a norm. Hey, I'm open to it.
Oh, careful. We're going to take you up on that.
Yeah, just let me know anytime. No, you guys are great, and I enjoy it.
All right, once again, our most popular episode with Mr. Reidel Anthony, the OG 15.
Oh, we'd love to have you back.
I know we were talking about Anthony Richardson all night.
Oh, gosh. They don't toe that number up, boy. I don't tell people I was 15 anymore. I don't. You ask first, you was wet at Florida, went Tebow 15? Really like that.
Tebow ruined
15 years after me. Oh, big time.
It has been the All for the Gators NFL Draft 2023 first round watch along. We talked about Anthony Richardson. We saw he went at number 4 to the Indianapolis Colts. It's going to be very interesting to see how he plays out. Best of luck to him. As a Gator brother, we want to see him succeed, of course. So hopefully he'll get in there and he'll make the adjustments he has to make. And hopefully the organization of the Colts were listening to Mr. Reidel Anthony, and they'll give him put him in a position to
some help
to succeed there in Indianapolis. So
shotgun,
that's right.
Not on the center.
All right, Reidel, man, it's been a blast once again, and thank you for joining us, man. It's been a pleasure.
All right, thanks for having me. Anytime, fellas.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Anytime.
Thanks for listening to the All for the Gators podcast. Find us anywhere you get your podcasts and all social media. Chomp, chomp.